Imagine being sent away for a year to an unpredictable location because the world believes your presence may be dangerous. Someone seems to always be watching you, there is no escape, and the other girls may turn against you. How would you feel? Well, that's the reality for the 16-year-old girls in the Grace here. Let's talk about it.
For our character analysis, we will be exploring our protagonist, Tierney James. She is a 16-year-old Caucasian brunette girl. She wears her hair in a braid with a red bow to indicate her age and status in society. There are no specific details about her appearance, but Tierney does mention that she is not as gorgeous as the other girls. From this, we can infer that she likely has simpler features that do not fit the beauty standards of her society. She is a stubborn, rebellious, and intelligent girl who questions societal norms that others blindly follow. She enjoys learning survival skills from her father, like fishing, handling a knife, and using herbs for treatment. Her sister June teaches her how to garden, which inspires Tierney to dream of working in the field rather than becoming a wife. She fears of losing that freedom to a man who will simply see her as nothing more than a wife. She dislikes her male-dominated society and refuses to believe that women are inferior, questioning the idea of magic, which men only use when it is convenient. As her Grace year nears, she is afraid of the unknown. Yet, she still dreams of following a powerful girl who will end the oppression that limits them and their potential. It is a societal norm to want a boy. Her parents never got one, so growing up, Tierney's dad raised her like his own son, teaching her survival skills. While other girls focused on becoming the perfect wife, Tierney gained a reputation for being a tomboy, even being nicknamed Tierney the Terrible. At her father's work, Tierney overhears many stories that fuel her curiosity. In a world where speaking about the Grace year is forbidden, she became desperate to learn more. Her mother once said, "Your eyes are wide open, but you see nothing," which reflects on this questioning behavior that she has. With her best friend Michael, she snuck into the woods for clues. During the veiling process, she saw men joking about it instead of taking it seriously, revealing how they undermine a woman's worth. Though dreaming is forbidden, her mother always encouraged her to keep dreaming, planting the seed of rebellion and strengthening her refusal to accept society. Ultimately, Tierney's goal is to put an end to the Grace year, gender and class inequality, and to have control over her own life. She is heavily motivated by her dream, which pushes her to explore the unknown. Her motivation also comes from uncovering the truth and defying societal norms. Tierney James, our protagonist, had the greatest impact on me. I'm inspired by her drive to uncover the truth and defy gender roles. Society's expectations don't stop her from dreaming or knowing her worth, something I relate to. I believe I'm capable of being more than a housewife and dream of being a successful entrepreneur one day. Like Tierney, I also question the truth, especially on social media. I question the reality behind what I see and the perspectives that are being pushed. For example, when the girls attack her after her return, she does not give up on them. She continues to seek the truth and learns that they were poisoned. Instead of staying silent, she returns to save them. She thinks, despite everything they've done to me, they deserve to know the truth. In the end, she's changed. She's become stronger, wiser, and more determined. She never gave up despite the challenge she was faced with. Next up, we will be exploring plot and setting, analyzing the importance of them, and how they shape Tierney and the themes of the book. In Garner County at 16, girls are sent to the outskirts for a year to rid themselves of their harmful magic. This is known as the Grace year, and we follow Tierney's journey as she struggles to survive hers. A rebellious tomboy who questions societal norms, she dreams of working as a laborer, considering it to be freedom as she dreads the idea of magic. To her shock, Michael chooses her to be his wife. Devastated, she is sent to the outskirts with the other girls. There, instead of supporting one another, the girls turn on each other and begin to lose their sanity. Tierney faces these challenges alone until she is kidnapped by poacher Riker. Though she was ready to accept her fate, she learns Riker is not what he seems. He saves her life and they fall in love. Through him, she uncovers the dark truths about the Grace year. Forced to return to the girls, she tries to help them understand this truth. At first, they reject her, but slowly they begin to unite. After Riker is tragically killed, Tierney returns to town. There, she reveals her pregnancy and learns of a hidden rebellion her mother is a part of. In the end, she dies in childbirth and is reunited with Riker in the afterlife. The book starts in Garner County, where Tierney was born and raised. Here, she dreams of a society where the Grace year will end, women aren't made to marry, and women can be free from the oppressive idea that they have magic that they need to rid themselves of. Regardless of her big dreams, Tierney does not see the full picture yet, and her mother even tells her, "Your eyes are wide open, but you see nothing," showing her lack of knowledge. In the woods, Tierney and Michael would spy on men before veiling day, and secretly watch couples in the meadows. This shows Tierney's rebellious nature and growing suspicion of the very foundation her society stands on. She becomes cautious of the idea of magic. Women are forbidden from gathering, leaving their hair down, and praying in silence out of fear that they are harboring magic. Though portrayed as powerful, Tierney doesn't feel powerful. She questions why, if women are so dangerous, they are still treated weak. She thinks, It's pounded into us every Sunday in church, how everything's Eve's fault for not expelling her magic when she had the chance. Tierney notices magic is used as a tool to blame a woman for society's problem. She expresses her confusion, pointing out that men and women share the same heart and brain with only a few minor differences, none of which justify the idea that women are capable of possessing magic or sinning. At the encampment during her grace year, Tierney begins to seriously question her society system. While the other girls buy into it, she focuses on survival. For example, when several girls die, they believe it's because of Christine's magic. Tierney, however, sees things differently and looks for real explanations. In contrast, during the harsh winter, she herself begins to believe in ghosts and magic, causing her to doubt everything she once knew and believed. She begins to question her own sanity and whether the men were right for imposing the system. When Tierney is kidnapped by Riker, she's taken to his treehouse. At first, she fears he'll torture her and sell her body parts, but instead, he treats her wounds, repaying a debt to her father who once saved his best friend's life. She learns her father secretly provided medical help to the people in the outskirts, which is forbidden. As she spends time with Riker, she asks how the poachers lure the girls. He replies, "We don't have to do anything. They do it to themselves, to each other." Tierney is devastated as she realizes the girls are turning on one another. Riker explains poachers are paid handsomely by the county to kill the girls and send back their body parts or else their families will starve. Tierney is in denial, but she realizes both the girls and the poachers are victims of the same system. Her society doesn't protect the girls, rather it controls them. This becomes clear when she learns that the camp water is drugged to drive the girls mad. At this point, she finally understands the cruel truth behind the grace here and this idea of magic. Back in Garner County, Tierney embraces who she's become. She boldly reveals that she's pregnant as a result of her relationship with Riker, which is punishable by death. In the chaos, she sees women flashing a scarlet pimpernel. It is a flower of resistance symbolizing rebellion and unity. As she gives birth, she says, "My eyes are wide open and I see everything now," showing her growth and maturity. Before, she searched for clues, but never fully understood. Now, she sees the full truth. She dies during childbirth, giving life to a daughter who symbolizes the beginning of a revolution. Now, I'll be talking about theme and analysis. A major theme in the book is the dangers of an oppressive society, how people turn against each other rather than working together. Early on, girls compete for men and fight over food despite there being enough. They form cliques, excluding others who didn't receive a veil. When Tierney questions the existence of magic, the girls don't want to face the truth about their society, so they violently reject her. We see how fear and mistrust are deeply rooted in the system, and that the girls destroy one another, leading them to their fate. In addition, she realizes everyone is a victim. It's not just the Gracier girls, it's the poachers, the guards, the wives. Each group envies the other, blinding them from seeing the reason why. Riker says, "Your fathers, brothers, husbands, they are the ones who consume you, not us." Oppressive systems succeed by dividing people, making them enemies instead of allies. The truth Tierney uncovers is that unity is the only way to challenge oppression, but fear and manipulation can keep people from seeing it. Another theme in the book is feminism versus misogyny. Women won't be silenced. The novel shows that female power cannot be silenced even in the face of misogyny. Women in Garner County are treated as possessions, made to amount to nothing. This is clearly shown when a guard tells Tierney, "You belong to the county now. You belong to Mr. Welk." The word belong strips women of humanity, dehumanizing them and reducing them to property. When Michael chooses Tierney as his wife, she feels betrayed. She thinks, "My life, my body, now belonged to another." Her dreams of freedom, like the sun on her skin, dirt beneath her nails, owning her body, is destroyed by one man's fantasy. This moment shows how women's identities and autonomy are often erased by male desire and control. Despite this, women resist quietly in powerful ways. For example, the surviving Gracier girls improve the encampment for future Gracier girls to provide them with hope. Her mother also becomes a part of a secret rebellion, connecting the women of the county to the women of the outskirts. While the men believe they've silenced them, the women are rising, reclaiming their power. As Tierney speaks with the gardener, they discuss weeds. The woman tells her, "That's the funny thing about weeds. You can pull them by the root, or in the soil where they stood. Might lie dormant for years, but they'll always find a way." This is a powerful metaphor that clearly gets the message across. The weeds represent rebels who don't fit in with the society. The government will do everything to burn them down, going as far as completely removing them from society. No matter their attempts, the weeds, rebels, will continue to resist. Oppression may suppress voices, but the truth, resilience, and rebellion will rise. Even in silence, women find ways to resist, survive, and to cause change. Our world today is still divided by gender, race, class, beliefs, and politics. We focus more on what separates us rather than what unites us, leading to inequality and oppression. Movements like #Black Lives Matter show how people from many backgrounds can come together to fight injustice. what affects one group should concern all of us. While progress is happening, there are still a few challenges. Sometimes oppressed groups feel they must compete for attention, which can cause division rather than solidarity. The book clearly teaches us that when people unite, despite their differences, they have stronger voices and a greater chance of tackling oppression. The key to overcoming injustice is cooperation, not conflict. Today, many organizations and groups continue to undermine women's abilities. On social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram, memes and propaganda such as "I'm just a girl" trend. While these may seem like jokes, they reinforce harmful stereotypes that excuse unequal treatment. For example, women might be mocked or blamed for mistakes by associating them to their gender. This challenges all the progress women have fought so hard for. Just as Tierney points out in the book, men and women are almost equal despite a few minor physical differences. These differences, however, do not limit a woman's intelligence or power. In real life, women deserve the same respect, equal pay, and recognition as men. Although misogyny continues, progress has been made. Today, women have jobs and can live independently without relying on men. Women are more powerful than they ever were. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to
like and subscribe.
You stayed all the way to the end. And as always, have a good day.